Hello, welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. We're back in War in the East, and we're playing a multiplayer campaign. Now, the most important thing about the Northern Front this turn is to just try to reposition to slightly more defensible terrain where possible, and maybe give ground. But we definitely need to reinforce this area here. We want to perhaps bring in some divisions up to there. It's just a matter of who do we have available and what terrain can we defend. So this tank division, very weak. Also very weak. Slightly stronger, but we might need him in the center. Not sure. Yeah, let me think about that. So, what do we have up here that we can move around? Not a whole hell of a lot. How are these things looking? Not too bad. Starting to rebuild a little bit. It's getting back up there. It's not perfect, but we're getting there. The key is we want to give them a turn off of movement if we can. That would be huge for us. Definitely want to bring down more units as well. So why is this thing not getting supply, I wonder? I mean, it goes right to the front, but the front does have pretty high supply priority. I don't know what's going on there. I guess it's just frozen? I don't know. A little confusing. Well, I wanted to put those in the fort last time. Why didn't I have this on refit last time? Oh my god. Put that on refit and then give it to like one of these ones that has hardly any units on it. Make sure it gets some supply. All right. So one of our other priorities here is going to be efforts to secure the rail have to be prevented. So like, I mean, he does have quite a ways to go until he can get to that double rail all the way in the back here. So that's good. We just have to make sure he doesn't sneak off in that direction. We do have a huge ass gap here around Vlecki Luki, and I prefer to fill that with something. But I'm not sure where the attack is going to come from, so that's part of the issue here. Obviously, we needed some reserves last time, so we did keep some guys back. And I'm pretty glad we did that, but I mean, at the same time, I do wish I had a little bit more to throw around. So 0, 1. A lot of 0 combat prep points. Just haven't been able to get ready yet. So 28th Army here is one of our best armies. And we really do want to get it under the Western Front if we could. But I would like to replace Pavlov, if possible. I mean, he's got so many defeats already. So they did start expanding out just a little bit over here. I think they were just kind of scouting us out, looking for weak places. If we're not careful, they will find some. So I'm just trying to see what some of these units might have gotten in for supplies and stuff. Didn't have any combat in this area, so I don't know exactly what was going on here. I think something I want to do is build an airfield. I wonder how much AP that costs. I haven't ever done it before. But I think we could use another airfield over here somewhere just to spread out our planes a bit. But I want to know where the best one to do it with. Because I think ideally you want to kind of build it where there's a bit of manpower to actually do the work. Someone has a rail yard at least. But I guess the good spots are kind of already taken. So you're always going to kind of be left with something that's non-optimal. But at least this has a little bit of manpower in it. So maybe it's worth it to build an airbase there. Oh, that doesn't actually cost AP. Interesting. But it is going to take a little bit of AP to assign some construction units. Why does the 9th Army have so many engineers? Probably doesn't need that many. Okay, so that only costs 1 to give them a sapper. So we'll have them work on that in there. Do we have a depot in that area? We don't. Let's turn on our logistics for just a second. Oh, that's cool. It shows you where you do have manpower. Okay. So that's good to know, actually. It's like this one has resource production and manpower. Interesting. But I definitely want a couple air bases behind the lines too, not just like on the front line. Because like ideally this thing could fly some air superiority over the rail, which I'm concerned with getting it bombed. You know, for now it's no big deal, but later in the war, I mean, not that much later in the war, but slightly later in the war, it could become a big deal. Okay, let's turn on the... okay, so there is one there, but there's nothing really up here. So what we could do is build a depot there. Well, that's not really sufficiently far from Galinin. This one kind of is, though. That wouldn't be a bad place for a depot. Well, it doesn't have a rail yard. So we're kind of looking for one that has a rail yard as well, which would be here. So it has a level 1 rail yard, and here, which has a level 1 rail yard and 5 manpower. Maybe we build another airbase here. Kind of a frontline airbase. Just because it has good amount of manpower. And we could also build a depot there too. Just for future use. We'll just do normal priority for now. Just to build up a little bit of supply. Yeah. Because we have that stuff there now, let's reassign some random AA. Maybe one of these places still has AA that I haven't stripped from it. Nope. I've stolen all the AA. This thing could actually use some AA. Maybe Erdista? No. Man, I've done a damn good job of stripping everything already. Well, let's see if we have anything that's not assigned somewhere. It has decent TOE. I mean, we're not going to need the TAR2 one for too much longer. We could reassign that. At the same time, it is on the front lines, so maybe we'll keep it for now. What the hell is Sonda? Sonda. Oh, Sonda. I don't know. I will just leave it for now. Let it build in peace. He hasn't really done any scouting missions, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. So, I would love to be able to take a turn off here, but I would also love to get behind that river. Don't know which one I would love more. Is this thing ready to go back in the fray? No. How about you? These guys have done a buttload of marching. But I also want to have at least a single guard just in case things go to pot. All right, I think I can. Can I? What can I do here? Which one is fresher? I guess the one on top is a little fresher, so we'll march them. Got a lot of unreadiness here. So let's see if we can pull this guy back to Luga. We'll also give him over to something nearby. Something like the 10th Rifles. I wonder if that base will actually be finished in time. It's kind of interesting. It's like a race against time here. So now the question is, do we want to press up our reinforcements up to this next line? Or do we want to keep them back here entrenching and entrenching? I mean, I think these divisions are all kind of so weak that they're not worth it. They're not worth it to push up any further than they already are. All right, let's make sure these aren't going to the Leningrad front. Let's get them to an actual army. Oh, wow, we are short of armies up here, aren't we? The reorg has begun. So we got the 8th Army and 27th Army, which are both pretty damn full. Oh, wow. Big yikes. Alright, let's get you over here since a lot of stuff over here is reporting to you. Might have moved him down one too far. And then the 27th Army will reassign you to the... So you go to the 11th Army. What does the 11th Army have? You're pretty full. Well, let's give them to the airborne, I guess. The airborne commanders are usually pretty savvy about dealing with these kind of guys. Let's put a depot here. I feel like these guys aren't getting supply down on this left half. Because everything's green over here, but everything's red over here. Except for you. You're weird. Well, this guy is a 2. So let's bump him up to a 3. Just in case that's causing the issues. And then let's reassign. I guess you can go to the 27th Army. Same with you. So who's commanding the 27th Army? Golakov. One of our favorites. So he's of 7 of 9. The 8th Army could take some more. Oh, and we did bring up this rifle corps. What's under the 10th Army? Let's bring up the 10th Army too. Pretty sure we're going to need some more, so bring them up. Alright, so what is going direct to fronts? That guy is going direct to Northwestern Front. This guy's going direct to Leningrad Front. We don't want that. But what we do want to know is, does this guy know how to use tanks? He does not. Neither does the 8th Army particularly. 8th Army is just not that good in general. None of these guys know what to do with tanks. Where'd all of my mechanized boys go? Oh, geez, this guy's really bad. He's terrible. Let me guess. Yeah, my best one is, of course, across the river. Damn it. I do want to start fortifying this hex a little earlier. I'm just trying to reorganize some of these. Just get them blue lines going. Really concerned about breakthrough here. So it's 8,000 men. This thing is so weak. But what could I reinforce it with? Because I could reinforce it with that. But I'm also tempted to start fortifying up here. I don't know. It's a tough call. Well, I definitely want to start getting this to the over to the right where it can do a little scouting. So I guess I'll just drive it. I just kind of want to abandon Estonia completely. I just don't care. I'm supposed to hold on to that till August 29th. Damn, historical Germans move fast. They got way up there. Holy cow. Police River was crossed on July 12th. That's incredible. You can see where the front actually was created way back here. It is crazy to look at some of those dates. All right. I mean, I think I really want to stick with the strategy of just trying to build up fortifications here. All right. Well, I think I don't know. I think we might move this guy over here. Just because combined, they're only throwing up one. At least they'd throw up 1.5 if I'd moved him here. Even more than 1.5. Let's give him over to the 22nd Rifle Corps. Because I think we're going to retreat him more on the left side here. When does this guy get disbanded? Not till 24th turn. So I got time for him. He does have a construction guy attached to him. So that's good. He only has one artillery unit though. Can we find a little bit more artillery for him? Not really. Could give him an anti-tank unit. It's not a bad idea. Let's give him some anti-tank. Do I fire him? Is it worth it for a few turns? I mean, he only has a 4. Wait a second. Zhukov is on a rifle corps? Is that true? No, he's on Stavka. It's like, oh, that'd be weird if he was. Yeah. I was going to say, that'd be pretty weird. Who's on the rifle corps then? This guy. Oh my god, he's a moron. Shit, how many guys does this guy have? 8 of 9. Ooh. Is anything important reporting to him? Kind of. Oh, jeez. Let's replace him. Oh, wait. Before I do that, let's just make sure. Okay, he lasts till the 24th turn. So he is worth it to replace because he is bad. I don't want to waste anyone that has good stats on mech. It goes in. Kazin is expensive cost-wise. But he's got a good balance of stats. Other option is Petrov, who is basically just slightly better and cheaper. It's just better all around. So let's give Petrov down here. Because I think what we need to do is do a bit of repositioning. Just throw some rifle divisions in front of it. I know I don't normally do this, like, kind of messing around, but I think it's worth it this turn. I normally like to try to go in an organized way from north to south, but I am very, very worried about what this look like. This looks like. So that's why I am refocused on it. Because I want to make sure that they can't just punch through this and get right into Kiev in one turn. That would be an absolute disaster. God. They're all so damn weak. Alright. You got some men. Is this a clear hex? Oh no, it's woods. So that guy must have gotten cleared out. Alright, I think this is going to be my last move for the night. We did mess around down here, just because we didn't make a ton of moves in the north. Felt like making a few in the south before we retired for the night. But I think in general, we're going to just try to hold the same line that we were holding last time. Not that it's a particularly strong line. In fact, I'm very concerned that it can just get easily punched through. But at least there is a little bit of depth behind it at this next river line. So even though it would certainly be a disaster to have it fall super quick, not necessarily the end of the world. I'm just gonna start digging these guys in up here, frankly. This guy can't even make it there in one turn. So let's just give him there. Yeah, we'll just keep it like this for now. Let's reassign this stuff from this army over to the, I guess, direct to the 8th Army. Who else was going to the 27th Army? Just give them all to the 8th Army for now. And just make sure that this guy's on very high priority. He's got a lot of supplies that need coming down. All right. Well, that's where we'll call it for the night. And hopefully we'll see you again next time back in the Great Patriotic War. See ya.